he probably does a wider range of impressions than any guy working today. Would you welcome, please, Rich Little. Rich?
And this is Johnny Carson in Washington.
Now before was Bing Crosby. Hoo-hoo, there's Kathy and the kids sitting around the old campfire flipping the old flapjacks, huh?
You're Canadian. You were born in Ottawa. And
right.
I guess it all started out in school or whatever, your family. You started imitating students, local politicians, your prime minister. Tell us how it went from there.
Well, I started imitating teachers. They were my first subjects. And it wasn't long before the teachers knew I was going to be in show business because they started to charge a 2-drink minimum and a cover charge.
Hey, that's a hip school. That's all right.
And I just kept growing, you know, and then I left Canada rather for the United States in 1964.
And in 64, of all people, it was Judy Garland, the Judy Garland show. And you did a dynamic impersonation of actor James Mason. And I guess your connection, singer and songwriter Mel Torme, got you that job. And from what I understand, Judy Garland impersonators, I'm not quite sure. Can you explain that story?
No, she didn't want to book an impersonator in a show because she told Mel Torme that she said, I don't like impersonators at all. They make me fart. That's what she said.
Wow.
Do you believe that little gal from Kansas said that?
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz actually said that.
Yeah,
but you know what? You got on the show.
But
so how did you get your foot in the door there?
Well, the thing was, he didn't like impersonators, and he was playing a tape that I had done a lot of voices on, and she wasn't interested. And so she said, turn it off. And he said, just listen a little longer. And then she heard my impression of James Mason. As soon as I started to do James Mason, she said, book him on the show.
Do John Wayne. Well,
the road gets rougher, gets lonelier and tougher. Oh, don't crowd me.
So that show went over so well that it really started my career.
And then you started with or you probably had under your belt already, some Hollywood movie stars, the likes of, my gosh, Jack Benny, George Burns, Jimmy Stewart.
Well, Jim used to say to me, Rich, I wish I'd known you when I was making all those movies back in the 40s, and you could have dubbed them for me.
Rich Little, it is a pleasure to meet you. I grew up with you. You're a very talented man. It's great. You look great, and it's great to see you're still doing it and turning on new generations of people with your incredible talents.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.